What's going on, guys? Hello. Today we come with good news. Normally I come with news where I'm like, I'm disappointed in this, or I don't know how I feel about this. Doesn't seem great. But today we have good news. Today we have some really good news, actually. So the first thing I want to talk about is we made a video a while back where I talked about how much I think summon stones are terrible. And it's not that I think the rates are super bad. The rates are normal based on, what the rest of the game is. So that's fine with me, right? The rates of those kind of things are completely separate, totally different, different discussion to have. But what we talked about was how we saw Wind Striker inside of the summoning stone rotation. So if I'll pull it up right now, we saw that bad boy right there. So Wind Striker was back in. It was the third time he's ever been in. And the frustrating part about this is none of his brothers have been in. So Douglas hasn't been in, Moore hasn't been in. And there's actually a handful of other units that haven't been in. You guys were wondering, what are my facts on this? I linked you the spreadsheet for it, but in this case, I actually want to go through it and talk about it myself because after releasing this video, something crazy happened. Now, I'm not going to say it was because of us. I'm not going to say it's because of me. I'm going to say maybe, just maybe, Com2uS is paying attention. Com2uS might be paying attention to what's going on because our new rotation has two units that have never been in summoning stones before, which is crazy for a couple reasons. One, they brought a new unit, which is great. Two, they put two of them in at the same time, which is kind of wild. Given they didn't put the super OP ones, it wasn't like Moore or Nana or like Dominic or something, but these are good units. They're good siege units. I definitely think they're really good inter-server units. Coco is also fun to play with. And the third unit that goes with it is really, really strong. So Savannah's great. She's great in RTA. She's great in siege. She's great in arena defense. And on top of that, this is a lesser one, but they brought in three really good NAV4s. So we have Chasun. Chasun's great for siege right now. Really, really strong unit. Good early game unit as well. Harmonia, amazing for siege. Pretty decent for other content as well. And we have Carcano. We have Covenant. So Covenant is actually really good too. Once they changed his leader skill, it made him a lot stronger and a lot more viable in siege. But overall, this is a great rotation. So before I kind of get into the details and the girth of the video that I want to talk about, where we discuss summoning zone rotations, units that have been in, units that haven't been in, I want to know what you guys think of this. I personally think it's great. I think it's really cool. I'm excited. I've been saving for Odin, but I might actually summon for this. Two new units for me that are both decent and like both usable in the aspects that I play the game is a really big deal. And also getting a second salve for siege could be great. So I will most definitely be summoning here in 18 days. And hopefully you guys get something. Hopefully I get something. But yeah, again, let me know what you're looking for in there, what you think about what's changed. And yeah, let's just get on to the rest of the video. For the second part of this video, what I want to talk about is summoning stone rotations. So these are two spreadsheets. It's actually the same spreadsheets on different tabs. So on the left here, we have all the summoning stone rotations of 2022. And then on the right, we have all the summoning stone rotations in total from 2015 all the way through till 2021. So whoever created the spreadsheet has basically set it up as current year and then all prior years. Now, I'm not sure who's created the spreadsheet. If I find out, I'll link their credit below in the comments so you guys can check that out. But otherwise, I want to go through it because there's a lot of really cool stuff in here, a lot of really important information. The first thing is Jogun hasn't been brought in this year. So this year, we have no Jogun appearance rate. We also have no Nana rate and no Momo rate. We have not once seen Shizuka. We also have not seen any of the Sky Surfers, so no John, no Oliver, no Miles. We haven't seen Fire Slayer, which is Carnal. We haven't seen the Fire Striker and Water Striker, so Douglas and Moore. We have not seen the Fire Totemist or the Water Totemist, which is Nora and Aaliyah. And, of course, we haven't seen the Weapon Masters. So that would be Carlos, Liam, as well as Dominic. Now, the important part of information here is to actually cross-reference the two sheets. So the first thing that I want to look at is we look at the side here on the left, and then we go, okay, so what of these have actually been on the banner before, but just not this year? So when we go through and look at this, we can look at all these 0%. This one's not as nicely color-coded for the hasn't appeared yet, but Weapon Masters haven't, Totemists haven't, the Slayers haven't, because the Slayers were only this year for the Water and Wind ones. And then Fire Striker, Water Striker, yes, of course. Yojis are in here as well. Mages are in here. And then the other one we were missing was Art Master Fire, which has shown up as well 0 times. So in this case, it's kind of strange to see like when they bring it out, right? If you really want to dig super deep into the details of this video and of the spreadsheet, you could actually go back and like try to figure out, how often it takes for them to bring a unit back, how long until they release a unit for the first time. When we looked at the Wind Striker, which is I believe Kashmir, it was about 6 months between each. So they released him 6 months later, and then they released him 6 months later. So in this case, I feel like not all of these units are super, super good per se, but they're definitely newer units that I think should be released at this point. Jogun's been out for a very long time. He's been buffed and nerfed. So I think that seeing Jogun in terms of stones would be something that I would like to see, especially since it never came in the past, right? Having Jogun never in the past is even stronger of a reason why they should bring him out sooner than later, due to the fact that like his release was a lot earlier than some of these other units, right? When we're looking at the mages and the Amyojis, like, yeah, I get it. The water Amyoji definitely should have been released because that was released with Kaki, which feels like forever ago. She's had a whole bunch of different buffs and changes. The mages should come out soon eventually. Same with the Sky Surfers. Slayers have been out for what feels like forever as well, right? Street Fighter event, I believe, was 2020, summer of 2020. So that definitely should be brought in. The Strikers as well as the Slayer in that case. So Karnal, Douglas, and more. Totemists are more recent, and the same with the Weapon Masters, so they're a little bit more acceptable for why they haven't come out yet, but it would still be nice to have them out. A lot of these units have been out for at least 6 months. So in terms of what I want to see in the rotations, I'm really looking, hopefully, to see each of the Sky Surfers come within the next 2 months. I'd like to see at least one of the 2 Strikers. I'd like to see Karnal, and I would like to see Nana as well as Jogun. I think that Shizuka could wait a little bit, and Momo could also wait a little bit because they're not as meta defining. They're not as important to the game. So if I'm the company and I look at this, I go, well, people are summoning a ton for these units. It's a good revenue stream. But at the same time, there is a give and take of giving players access to things and giving players what they want. I think doing that through summoning stone rotations is a really good balance of marketing and your player development in the community. Right? On one side, you're like, okay, we still make money because people save stones. People might buy stones for these kinds of things. And on the other side, it's like, as a player, you're like, wow, I would really like the one chance to actually get this, right? We've had so many chances to get this, and there's just such a diluted pool of NAV5s now that summoning stones are really the best way to chase, right? Outside of the 8-year anniversary event or an Ancient Transcendence Scroll, it's really, really hard to get new NAV5s you're looking for, right? If I pop a Blessing, my chance to get something new is pretty low. I'm missing 21 NAV5s out of the total. I believe it's over 80 now or close to 80. So I got a 25% chance to get a new NAV5. That's pretty good if you ask me, but it doesn't seem to hit very often. So in terms of units, I don't think we're going to see all of these in the time frame that I'm talking about. 2 months is a pretty short period. We have 8 summon stone rotations. We're likely to see 3, maybe 4 of them, and they're unlikely to be on rotations with other new units that haven't come to the summon stone rotations yet. But I guess I just wanted to bring this information to you guys. I wanted to give you the chance to kind of look at this yourself, talk about what the data looks like. But maybe if you guys really like this, we can do a future video where I go through them and actually look at like more important data, like, oh, it's been this many months since this unit's come out. When's the next time? Can we make estimations on that? I definitely can. I love talking about analytics, data, information, and really trying to figure out what's best for us in the game as well as what's best for me personally on my account. So let me know what you guys think of this video. Hopefully it brought you a lot of information that you like, or at least brings good attention to you. And let me know what you want to see first in the summoning zone rotation. I would be interested to see what we can do with that. Also, we are just about to get to 10,000 subscribers on YouTube here, so look forward to a cool giveaway coming up.